Haaland, Kane, Jesus, and Tony. Here we're going to talk about the top transfers in and out for game week 30. Let's get into it. G'day mate, welcome back to the channel. I'm FPL Roo and welcome back to another FPL video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the top transfers in and out for game week 30. We'll be looking through every single position, so starting off with goalkeepers, then defenders, midfielders, and forwards. We'll kick it off with the goalkeepers. If you are new around here, though, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. I do produce FPL content every week, about 3 videos a week. And yeah, smash a like on this video too. We'll start off with the goalkeepers anyway. So we've got Martinez, so Aston Villa's goalkeeper, as one of the top transfers in. So nearly 12,000 transfers in for Martinez. He does come in at 4.9 million. He is expected to score 17, just over 17 points up until game week 34. And he is only 5.3% owned. Martinez has been one of the highest scoring goalkeepers over the last few weeks. So he did get a really good point score, a haul, if you can count it, a double-digit haul, 11 points against Chelsea in game week 29. And as a recording, he still has that Leicester away game, so he could get an even bigger points for this week. He has scored against 7 points against Bournemouth in game week 28, 7 points against Palace in 26. 25, he scored 9 against Everton too. So yeah, absolute monster at the moment. Martinez, and for 4.9 million, he's a great option. In terms of fixtures, so game week 30, Villa have Forest at home, Newcastle at home in 31, Brentford away 32. So that is a key. They do play in blank game week 32. So those of you that don't have your free hit, it might be good to bring in some Aston Villa players, and especially Martinez. And then in game week 33 is Fulham at home. Game week 34 is Man United away, so a difficult fixture. But the next kind of 3 to 4 game weeks do look pretty good for Martinez. Next up, one of the top transfers out, and the most transferred goalkeeper out, is Nick Pope, coming in at 5.4 million, sorry, and is 20% owned, so more owned than Martinez. In terms of expected points, he's expected to score 21 points, 21.4 points, so that's actually more than Martinez, but a lot of people have been bringing him out, and for me, I'm not too sure why. Although Newcastle's clean sheets have dried up recently, but they did get one against Man United. So hopefully that kind of sparks their clean sheets to come back again. And their fixtures look really good coming up. So they obviously have West Ham in game week 29, but you can't get in for that, as these are game week 30 transfers. So Brentford away, Aston Villa away, Spurs at home, Everton away, and Southampton at home. So some really good fixtures in that. Next up, so for me, I'd probably keep Nick Pope if you've got him. Newcastle are likely to have another double game week in the season, so there's definitely that, and he has been really good this season, and hopefully Newcastle clean sheets can come back and Pope can get them save points too. Next up, we've got the Brentford goalkeeper, David Raya, coming in at 4.9 million and 16.5% owned. Raya is very popular at the moment. He was popular on the wildcard draft. I'm sure a lot of you have him. 9.5k managers out there are bringing him in. For me, although the fixtures do look okay, Newcastle at home, Wolves away, Villa at home, Chelsea away, and Forest at home, they're pretty good fixtures, and he racks up them save points. He actually scored a 6-pointer and conceded 3 goals against Brighton over the weekend with 11 saves. So the guy is ridiculous, and 2 bonus points as well. But for me, I probably wouldn't be bringing him in. There's no more double game weeks for Brentford. And I think there's better goalkeepers out there. So I think Martinez is a better option. Although Brentford do play in game week 32, I think you can get players that play in 32 and double in 34. Or if you do have your free hit, you can free hit in 32 and then just get a goalkeeper that doubles in 34. So for me, I wouldn't be rushing to bring in David Raya. A player that does double in 34 is Ederson. So coming in at 5.4 million, the Man City goalkeeper. He is expected 21.8 points, 0.08 points over the next few game weeks up until game week 34. Yeah, Southampton away, Leicester at home, a blank in 32, Arsenal at home, and then a double game week of Fulham away and West Ham away. He is probably the best goalkeeper for that double game week in game week 34. 6,500 managers have transferred him in. And he is, for 13.2% owned. For me, he is the go-to goalkeeper at the moment. He's guaranteed starter. If you're looking to get a a Man City defender in for the double game weeks, then Ederson is probably the guy. Although Man City haven't been great for clean sheets this year, they have kept quite a lot. I know it doesn't seem that, because I know when I had Ederson, he weren't keeping clean sheets, but he kept 1 in 27, 1 in 26. So he is starting to pick up them clean sheets, and Man City don't concede many goals. I can see them picking up 3 to 4 clean sheets over the next 5 fixtures. So for me, if I could pick out of any of these goalkeepers, I'd probably be Ederson or Martinez. But if you don't need to make a goalkeeper transfer, don't bother. If you've got Kepa, if you've got Steele, if you've got Everson, then keep them. I wouldn't be rushing to bring in any of these goalkeepers. And now we'll move on to the defenders. First up, we've got Tyrone Mings coming in at 4.4 million. He is only 6.1% owned, and he is expected to score 18.09 points over the next 5 game weeks. So with Tyrone Mings, he is a player I did recommend on the wild card. Since then, he has scored 12 against Bournemouth and 8 against Chelsea, with an assist against Bournemouth. So that was, really, really great. For me, he is a player that can just sit on your bench. He's only 4.4 million. Aston Villa do have some good fixtures coming up. So Leicester away, Forest at home. Sorry, Leicester away is in game week 29. So it'd have Forest at home, Newcastle at home, Brentford away, Fulham at home, and United away. So just like Martinez, he is, really, really good fixtures apart from that Man United game. Aston Villa have been turning it around recently. They have been keeping a few clean sheets. So they've kept a clean sheet against Everton in 25, Palace in 26, Bournemouth in 28, and Chelsea in 29. So out of their last 5 games, they've kept 4 clean sheets, which is absolutely fantastic. And just under 22,000 of you have brought him in. For me, he is a player that I would be looking at if you do need a budget defender. So he does play in 32. But having said that, I think there are better options out there. So Ben White, a similar price range. He is 4.7 million, so a little bit more expensive, but not too much to break the bank. He is literally on fire at the moment, scoring goals, getting assists, keeping clean sheets. Yeah, like I said, he's only 4.7 million, 12.4% owned, and but he's expected 19.71 points over the next 5 game weeks. Arsenal's fixtures do turn though, so they have Liverpool away, then they have West Ham away, Southampton at home, City away, and Chelsea away. Chelsea at home, so really tough until game week 30. Bearing that in mind, over the past, since game week 25, so over the past 5 game weeks, Ben White has scored 6.7 points because he scored a goal, 6 points, 5 points because he got an assist, and then 8 points because he scored a goal. So getting them attacking returns, getting them clean sheets, he does look really, really good at the moment. So for me, I'd be looking at Ben White, and Arsenal do play in game week 32. A lot of people will be moving from Saliba as he is out. So Saliba is 5.2 million, and he's 24.9% owned. So he was one of the, before, other than Ben White, he was one of the cheapest Arsenal defenders. But it has just been announced that there is no known return date. He has got a muscle injury, and he could be out for the rest of the season. So definitely take him out if you have Saliba. 96,000, you have already done that, and I agree. Definitely take him out. Go for Ben White. Go for Mings. Another player that people are taking out with just over 25,000 transfers out is Trent Alexander-Arnold. For me, I don't really get that. He obviously Liverpool have been doing shocking recently. They conceded 4 to Man City, they lost to Bournemouth, and they have Chelsea next. And their fixtures are not the easiest. So they have Arsenal at home, Leeds away, Forest at home, which is great, West Ham away, and then a double game week of Spurs and Fulham. I actually think it's the wrong move to take out Trent. I feel like you're going to want him for game week 34. For that 2 home games, double game week. So I'd probably just keep him if you can. Although the Arsenal game is going to be hard. Liverpool, how they turn it up at home against the big teams. It's a myth that it's all against all big teams, home or away. It's definitely at home. They're shocking away from home. So they have Spurs and Arsenal at home. So I expect them to get a result in both of them games, to be honest. Especially with that Anfield crowd and them fighting for top 4 still. Away from home is a different story. But yeah, considering they got Arsenal, Forest and Spurs and Fulham at home and the home double for the double game week, then I'd be keeping Trent in. But yeah, definitely take out Saliba and get Mings or White if you are taking him out. Let's get on to the midfielders. So first up, we'll go for Jackie Grealish, super Jackie Grealish. Coming in at 6.8 million, 2.3% own, which is ridiculous. He's expected to score 22 points, just over 22 points over the next 5 game weeks. But City do have a blank in that game week, but they do have a double, so it works out as 5 games. And he is being bought in by over 32,000 of you. So in terms of fixtures, Man City definitely look like a team to target at the moment. So they are playing really, really well, and they have Southampton away, Leicester at home, a blank in game week 32. So if you don't have your free hit, then I'd probably be wary of bringing in Man City players. But if you do, definitely bring them in. Arsenal at home, which is a must-win game for them. Fulham away in a double with West Ham at home. So a really good double. You're going to want to have 3 Man City players, and they are likely to double in game week 37 too. So in terms of form, so he did get a goal and assist against Liverpool, and he has been playing really, really well recently. Although he's only got 4 goals, 7 assists throughout the whole season, his form has definitely increased since the World Cup, but that just hasn't shown in terms of goals and assists just yet. For me, that would make me a bit wary of bringing him in. Although his position does look, he's locked basically. He's basically started nearly every game for Man City, but I'd be wary of his output and his goals and assists. But for a punt for the double game week, definitely a good one. For me, I would rather someone like Kevin De Bruyne. Again, De Bruyne hasn't been amazing in terms of goals and assists this year. Well, he has been with assists, but in terms of goals, he's only got 5 goals. But his assists are ridiculous. 14 assists. The guy is a machine. Coming in at 12 million, no, that's the only thing. So almost double the price of Grealish. 24.1% owned, and he's only expected to score 12.25 points over the next 5 game weeks. 25,000 of you have bought him in already. He did get a goal and assist last time out against Liverpool, just like Jack Grealish. But other than that, he blanked in his last 4 games before that, where he got a goal and assist against Arsenal. So it does look like he does perform in the big game. So maybe that Arsenal home game could be a fixture for De Bruyne. Again, for me, it's just too expensive. I think in terms of a City triple up, you do want to go for it for the game week 34, but you don't want to push it. You don't want to do it just for the sake of it. Ederson looks like a good shout, and obviously Haaland. Then I think a player that you can put in the midfield for a punt is the option. So Jack Grealish could be the option. De Bruyne is, I think, just too expensive for me, coming in at 12 million. So a player a lot of people have been taking out is Almiron. Almiron, I'm sure, has been in all of our teams at some point this season, but he is injured. He is expected back at the end of April, but that's probably too late. That's towards the end of the season, and Newcastle's fixtures do turn towards the end of the season. So for me, I would be taking out Almiron, and like 47,000 of you, I'd be doing the same thing, taking him out. A player I'd be maybe looking to bring in for Almiron, though, is Gabriel Martinelli. So Martinelli is up there as well with the most transfers in. That is because his form has basically been great since kind of we all took him out. If you did take him out for Saka and for Odegaard. So he got an assist last time out against Wolves, but he got a goal in the game before that, goal in the game before that. He blanked against Bournemouth at home, 2 goals against Everton, goal against Leicester, goal against Villa. So yeah, he's been on fire, and he scored 13 goals and 6 assists this season. So that's unbelievable. He's still pretty cheap, 6 million. But another thing to take into mind is Arsenal's fixtures do turn, as I mentioned, with the Arsenal defenders. So Liverpool away, West Ham away, Southampton at home, which is game week 32. So if you have a free hit, you'd probably be bringing him in for that. And City away and Chelsea at home. So really tough. Then following that, they've got Newcastle away, Brighton at home, and then Forest and Wolves, which is pretty easy towards the end of the season. For me, if you're not on a free hit, then definitely he is an option. If you are, I wouldn't be bringing him in. I'd be bringing in a Man City asset, Man United asset, a Brighton asset. But yeah, overall, I think Grealish is a good punt. Definitely take out Almiron and Martinelli if you're not on a free hit in 32. But let's get on to the forwards. And now we'll move on to our forwards. So we'll start off with I guess the main question on everyone's lips and the main transfer in or out this week, depending on what you did in game week 28, is Erling Haaland. So the absolute machine. So he's had 24,000, just over 24,000 transfers out. That is because he did miss game week 29. He was injured. However, he is expected to score just under 35 points over the next 5 game weeks. And for me, he's a must-have. The guy is ridiculous. I know he could be injured. We don't know yet. We've got to wait till we hear from what Pep says. But even if Pep says there's a doubt or he's not back, then I wouldn't be bringing him in. But I definitely wouldn't be selling him. There's no way you can sell Haaland at this stage of the season. So he does have Southampton away, Leicester at home, a blank. So again, bear in mind, if you're not on a free hit, he does blank. So maybe it's worth it if you're not on a free hit in game week 32. Then Arsenal at home, Fulham away in a double with West Ham at home. For me, though, I wouldn't be taking him out. There's still every chance that he could play. So just wait to hear what Pep says. And even that Leicester at home game looks tasty. Leicester have been conceding goals like nothing this season. Again, the only thing I'd consider if he is out for Southampton and Leicester, and basically you're not on a free hit for game week 32, then I'd be looking at taking him out. But if them things don't apply to you, then definitely leave him in. He's so highly owned that any goal would ruin your rank, really. There is a player that I'm sure a lot of us have that we're looking to bring in Haaland back in if you did transfer him out. It is Ivan Toney. He's actually been transferred out by just under 15,000 people. So Toney has been on fire recently. The guy is just a machine. Goal against Brighton in 29, goal and assist against Southampton in 27, goal against Fulham in 26, goal against Arsenal in 23. He just scores goals. He knows where the back of the net is. Just over 40% owned, though, just under 28 points over the next 5. I completely understand why people are taking him out. So with Newcastle at home, Wolves away, Villa at home, Chelsea away, and Forest at home, the fixtures do look good. But he is 1 yellow card away from a 2-game ban, and he could get that any time. And you don't want to be stuck with having to make a transfer. I know there's a few seasons ago, Diego Costa was 1 away from getting a ban too, and he didn't end up getting it. But I feel like there's so many games left the rest of the season. The way Toney plays, he is likely to get that yellow card, and we've still got the betting ban hanging over his head. So would he be suspended for that? Will he even get any time off football completely for that? So I completely understand why people are taking him out. The players people are bringing in for him are Gabriel Jesus. So a little bit reactionary, but I can see why people are doing it. He is the most transferred forward in this week so far. as he did get 2 goals against Leeds. He is back. He is starting. He only got 59 minutes though, so that is something to take into consideration. God, I can't get my words out. And obviously his expected points are just, don't even look at it because he has missed the last however many games. But his ownership is still 25%, although that might be with players that are not playing anymore, and he is 7.9 million. He would be a good differential if you're not already on free Arsenal, or say if you've taken an Arsenal player out to get in a double game week player. But again, for me, their fixtures are not good enough. Liverpool away, West Ham away, Southampton at home, City away, Chelsea at home, Newcastle away, Brighton at home. Literally, their fixtures are so tough. And for me, Jesus doesn't score enough goals. He's only scored 7 this season. So before his injury, he got 5. He's not the goal scorer, and I think you're better off going for Saka or Martinelli or even Odegaard, to be honest, for that sort of price range. Harry Kane is another striker people are taking out. I'm not too sure why, but I kind of know why. So 8,700 have been taking him out, so he's 40% owned. Expected to score 31.25 points over the next 5 game weeks, and he's 11.7 million. So I think people are taking him out to move to Haaland, to move back to Haaland. For me, I just wouldn't be taking Kane out. I'll be looking at another route. I'll be waiting for Haaland injury first and foremost. Kane is a machine, and with Conte gone, Spurs could be a little bit more attacking. I don't think they'll change system. I just think they'll be a little bit more free. Wing backs could be getting forward more. There might be a change of formation. I'm not too sure. I haven't seen the game against Everton yet, so this is coming out and recorded before then. But his fixtures are really, really good the next couple games. So Brighton at home. Brighton are a tough team, but they do concede goals. Bournemouth at home, brilliant fixturing, 31. They don't blank as well. Spurs don't blank in game with 32. They have Newcastle away, which would be a big game for the top 4. Then Man United at home in 33, Liverpool away in 34. So that is a tough few run-ins. You could be looking to take him out in a few weeks, but for now, I would not be taking Harry Kane out. If you're asking me, would I be bringing him in? I probably wouldn't be bringing him in, but I definitely wouldn't be taking him out. Just to recap though, Haaland as a player, exactly the same as Kane. I wouldn't be bringing him in just yet until we know about Pep, and I wouldn't be bringing him out. Same as Kane. Tony is a player I completely understand that if you are taking him out, you are worried about that ban. You could go for someone like Isaac, you could go for someone like Danny Ings, but I don't think you should be going for someone like Gabriel Jesus. Arsenal's fixtures are not good enough, and he doesn't score enough goals for me. There are better strikers out there. If you did like this video, make sure you smash a like, leave me a comment below. What do you think on these top transfers? Who are your transfers for this week? Definitely let me know below. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't, and good luck for the game week.